I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should probably do it. Maintain consistency throughout the.
You know, you would think by
have
how
a
many
weird
shows this has
mohawk
happened,
right now.
we would get this by now. But hi, guys. This is
Hi, Eamon.
this is, I guess, episode 2 of the
Chapter 2.
Turn to page 394.
I
Mike,
leave
do
the
your
door
Mike.
open for Mad Mike to say it, and
We're trying to.
That's because
Here we
everyone's
go.
talking.
Ready, Mike? Ready, Mike?
Yeah.
Everybody, shut up.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare.
The Mid Week War!
Holy shit, that was amazing.
I like that. I like that, Matt.
I do.
I love that this is going to happen 4 times tonight.
Now we got to
I know.
Oh,
Except
man.
when we do the other show, and then it's going to be in Spanish. But for them,
Okay.
If you notice by our brand new lovely titles, we're talking about NXT for this week. So me and Matt are gonna
yellow. One of the two.
yeah, whatever. Me and Matt are gonna tag team this bad boy.
Yes, you are.
Double take.
We love it. Yeah, let's go into NXT for this week. My one word would be
Nice.
Good one.
yeah, nice. Go with nice. I literally couldn't think of one.
Okay.
Matt, what is your one for NXT?
My one word is fine. As it was fine. It was the baseline NXT episode, which is kind of basically what we get these days when it's not a takeover special. It was fine.
That's good.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
It's fine.
Bobby's not here.
Shout out to Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
Matt, your good thing for this week.
Geez, I guess if I had to single out one good thing, it was I think Tyler Breeze is turning face. I think.
Whether he likes it or not.
And if he is, that's okay, because I will enjoy cheering for him. Because I cheer for him anyways.
Really?
I think he might just be turning left.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Blue steel.
Eamon, what's your good thing?
My good thing for this week, and it may not be the one that everyone immediately goes to, it's the Alexa Bliss Carmella match.
What?
I love it.
Yeah,
I like that match, and I thought it was a big improvement on their last match.
Actually, Carmella is a big improvement. Like,
And the crowd was
improved a little
chanting
bit.
for her at points.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Carmella heat's almost gone, and that's kind of cool.
Because
they
that's
saved up
turned
their heat for someone else.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
that's turned into a really, really nuclear heat for some other reasons. Okay.
But yeah, no, because I mean we forget sometimes that this is like a developmental promotion. To see those two actually developing is really kind of cool, and I like heel Alexa Bliss actually. Kind of interesting. Matt, what is your one bad thing for NXT?
I'm not usually one to pick on the announcers, Eamon. You know that. But I gotta tell you, Rich Brennan's hushed tones whenever something spectacular happens. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, Finn Balor gets, like, detonated by Rhyno up on the ramp, and Brennan's like,
Wow.
oh my God.
Guys,
I'm like, Rich, speak up. Speak up, Rich. I cannot hear you over here.
George Takei?
Who's a what?
He turned into George Takei?
guys, did you
Did he
see
do the
that?
same thing when Samoa Joe came out, too? He's like,
Oh man, that's Samoa Joe.
Oh,
I think
Joe. It should be like,
I think
by God, Samoa Joe's here.
I think we talked about this last week, or maybe during Takeover week. But yeah, I think it's just that they
The
want.
shock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a lingering thing than like, oh God, I'm gonna pound you with my voice because this is amazing.
I'm gonna pound you with my voice.
I'm not gonna reset the Samoa Joe thing because it was too weird to think about. Come on, man! What are you trying to prove? Come on, everybody! It's all a JR ripoff in the end of the day.
You're just doing your
stopped.
You're just doing your Triple H impression, yelling for Sting.
Sting!
Wow, we all did the same time. Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, he needs to practice the quote-unquote tragic voice.
Mm.
He He needs to practice that because there are ways of doing it and still making it sound forceful. Like, oh,
I don't think
my
Finn
God.
Balor getting scored at the end after the match required the tragic voice. It required like the Vince McMahon outraged voice, like, "What's he trying to prove? Get him out of here! What's this problem?"
Matt has
You know?
one impression, and it's Angry Miss Piggy. Kirby, what are you doing?
This is why I don't announce wrestling.
All right,
Really
so I
Eamon.
think Eamon. Eamon?
My bad for this week is something that was aforementioned. The crowd, in particular during a certain segment, I felt honestly really bad for Eva Marie. I feel bad for her a lot of times, but like not even being able to talk.
No,
Like
Yeah.
I feel kind of upset that they're chanting "You can't wrestle" when she was trained by Brian Kendrick now.
But
They
they
know-
don't know that. They don't know
Yeah.
that yet.
They've seen the
I
videos.
think a lot of them do. I think
Yeah.
a lot of them do, and I think he was
They've seen the workout videos on like the websites that they show that they that show them the YouTube page that they have and all that stuff. I think
Here's
they
the thing.
know.
Even with that aside, like it's not Eva Marie's fault that she was thrown into the deep end when she wasn't ready by the people who wanted her on Raw every week because of Total Divas.
She wasn't ready.
I will say this. She could have handled it a bit better. Because when I was looking at the promo, she was saying, like, the best women are NXT, and that's why I want to be here. It kind of made her sound like she thinks she's at the level.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking all the time, like, just say that you want to be here because you want to be like them. Something like that. To, like, make it seem like, you know what, I want to get better.
Unless they're making her out to be a heel.
I mean,
Yeah,
she will.
if they team her up with Dana Brooke when Dana
Oh.
Brooke gets back, oh no, do you know that would be nuclear heat for the both of them and be amazing.
I'd be like the body Dana.
Do you know how short Dana Brooke would look next to Eva Marie?
Yeah, but so what?
Oh,
She'll do that weird like thigh slap that she
They
always
can't
does.
That's
oh,
that,
snap.
Build themselves up.
yeah, that's not
Yeah,
that
the
snap
snap
like
and-
rolling like 1940 snap. My theory, and I was thinking about this today, that Dana Brooke has a rare disease where if she does a taunt, she has to do all three of her other taunts, or she'll die.
She has OCD. Well, first, it's
Because
No.
last
It-
week
it's
she
her-
attacks Bailey, and she just starts doing taunts. Like, what are you doing?
well,
No,
it's
no.
her
She's-
it's her
she's like a
bodybuilding. It's her bodybuilding like.
Default.
Yeah, it's I'm in the middle of the ring. There's a spotlight on me. I'm gonna do my stuff, and she snaps.
I gotta
and
get my
poses
stuff
and,
in.
Yeah.
Although, can I say, I know this isn't part of this podcast, but Total Divas star Eva Marie, they haven't advertised Eva for the next season of Total Divas, and if this is her season where she's actually learning to wrestle, this is the stuff I want to see on Total Divas.
Yes.
It's so unfortunate.
No, yeah. No. Matt, what would be your change for this week's NXT?
My change for NXT would be for wrestlers we haven't seen in a while to have actually changed since the last time we saw them.
Are you kidding? Marcus Lee's fucking Gollum, apparently.
I'm sorry, who?
Oh my God! You better not be talking shit about Marcus Luque, aka Igor from Young Frankenstein.
No, actually, I was going to pick on the vaudevillains because
What?
it seems like they've been on TV for a long time.
Time out.
And I expected that when they came back, they'd have at least have tweaked themselves a little bit, kind of like amped it up a little bit, or maybe like found a little magic bullet or something. But they're just doing the same old thing. I'm like, why were they off TV for all that time? Nothing was accomplished.
Matt, we gonna fight.
Simon Gotch cuts his T-shirt in the form of his singlet.
Yeah.
He was doing
dare
that
you,
before
Matt.
they disappeared, you know.
Everyone doesn't have to change. They were just
Matt,
gone for a little
we're
while.
gonna fight, man. We're gonna fight.
Matt, don't make. I like you too much. Don't make me you.
Don't make me get Jack
In the first
Johnson and
episode.
Tom O'Leary out.
This is what this is, Mike. Right here.
man.
Stir the pot. Stir the pot. Furthermore, you know what? Since I'm already taking heavy fire, you know what? Yes, Marcus Louis, having not changed in any way since the last time we saw him 4 months ago or whatever.
He's been cracked up in some attic.
Crazy from having his hair ripped off. What happened?
He was in solitude.
I have to say though, Marcus Louis' noises during the match were very good. They
I love
remind
that
me a lot
Marcus-
of early Mankind.
No, I do love that Marcus Louis' time away from NXT. He just spent all of it studying Chunk from the Goonies.
He's on a rocky
Oh my
road.
God, Eamon, he should team with Bull Dempsey and just repeatedly say Chunk loves sloth.
Oh.
If he do a Goonies tag team, that'd be the greatest thing.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jason Jordan shows a crazy psychopath from I Am Legend over an Olympic wrestler. That's a
And he has a towel. Why did he pick Marcus
That
Louis
was
over a
plan.
guy who has a
He had a
towel?
plan, and it didn't work.
I gotta say, that's a deep pull for I Am Legend. That's a deep pull there, Garza. I like it.
Eamon.
My change for this week, besides the opening promo package, no Kevin Owens this week. That's sometimes fine because you have a lot of revolving characters in NXT because it's only an hour long. But he just defeated John Cena last Sunday.
Well,
Like,
technically, this was before that.
no, I know, but at least
Yeah, how are they supposed to know that they're going to actually put Owens over points?
something.
Hey, they could've
There's an
anticipated
airplane.
There
is.
Wow.
That was Kevin Owens flying in to beat the shit out of Eamon, I
That
think.
was him swantoning out of the sky.
I'm with Kevin Owens. All I'm saying is, do you like a little post like just a
Like
a
a video
camera
package?
phone? Yeah, like
You know what?
or just a thing saying having Kevin Owens bragging about beating John Cena,
Mhm.
like just something.
You know what I wanna
'cause
see?
that's a big win.
I thought they did do that though.
They did in the beginning, but I'm saying is
So-
like when
They should've
Sami
cut a
Zayn, when Sami Zayn went away and he had that iPhone promo or whatever, it's like saying how he lost his smile. Why couldn't you have done something like that? I feel like Kevin Owens speaking on NXT is very important.
Well, that's
Based off
because
of
he's
what
got
happened.
more important things to do, like being on SmackDown, Eamon,
Apparently,
and
Now
crushing
he's got
Zack
his main
Ryder.
now that he's got his main roster contract. But hey,
They did have a
Um,
lot of stuff that they had to cram into this episode, too. They had to give you Sami Zayn's surgery. They had to tell you about the show coming up in Japan. There was a lot of, tacked-on extra stuff in this episode.
I'm surprised they didn't name that Japan show The Funeral of Kofi Kingston.
I can't wait for that match.
Oh.
Total aside.
All right. We're getting way off track here.
Are we? They announced it on the show.
I know. I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's funny that the first time they announced that that's going to be a live special is on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Because they haven't announced that on main TV. I don't even think they announced it on SmackDown.
It must have been like the Elimination Chamber thing where they just said, you know what, let's have it on July 4th. Nobody's gonna really. We're gonna see how many people actually would watch that. And just go, okay, why not? So go ahead, continue on.
let's go to MVP then.
Not that MVP.
No, not that one. Not
Second
yet.
time we've said that.
My MVP for this week, heel Alexa Bliss. I think she was awesome in that match, and I like that she's able to do something different and makes her more well-rounded. Yeah, I appreciate it. Matt, your MVP.
Eamon, you totally stole mine, so I don't care. I'm going to take Alexa Bliss, too, for the MVP. She can talk, too. She's cutting promos for the Dubstep Cowboys.
We got the same MVP. It's all good.
Hey,
She's like completely different person now. It's awesome.
Okay.
And going into our rankings, and we're going to go through everybody. I ranked this show number 3, which is why I ranked it below Ring of Honor for this week. There are noises happening on this podcast.
I'm sorry, I can fix that. Hang on.
That's okay. But no, I ranked it number 3. Like Matt kind of said, this was a sort of so-so episode of NXT, which is kind of the trend following TakeOver. I think I hope this leads to more stuff down the line because there is a period where NXT gets really, really good, and usually it was like the weeks before Takeover. Hopefully weeks before the July 4th show in Tokyo, it'll get really, really good. So here's hoping.
Okay.
Riz,
Yes.
what is your ranking?
Like this to me was between this and ROH for, but I'm gonna say number 2, and that's it's 51 to 49 for number 2.
Okay.
I feel like this was a pretty good episode. We saw people we haven't seen before, and we forgot they existed. But you know, it was a fun show. I enjoyed it.
Man, Mike.
I'm gonna go NXT is. I'm gonna say second this week. I like the Alexa Bliss stuff. Alexa Bliss and Carmella was a fun match. I love the Rhyno versus Finn Balor. I wish it was the Demon so I could get a full-on Spider-Man villain fight. But the gore at the end was really good. It was very surprising. And I think Eva shows promise despite my little tag down here. I think she will be an interesting character for NXT. I think it's something they should have done with her to begin with before throwing her in the main roster. And I think if anywhere can spin that shit into shit salad, it will be NXT.
Tony.
I'm actually gonna go and give this the number 4 of the week. It just didn't do it
wow.
for me. Yeah. To me, the only match that was worth watching was Breeze versus Rose, and I think the show really got hurt for not having Tommy, Sane, and Balor. And Owens.
Definitely. Mat Carlins.
I ranked this show number 4 also this week.
Jeez.
Didn't have much. I fell asleep the first time I tried to watch it. Granted, it was late at night, but
I was gonna say, did
okay.
you try and pull the Mad Mike system of watching all 5?
Yeah, I tried to watch
in a row.
NXT at the same time as the first Hour of Impact, and I fell asleep.
I will say
Anyway,
that NXT with Lucha Underground commentary, it's a different experience.
yeah, it just wasn't. It was just there. I mean, NXT has to be held to a higher standard. But like I said on our earlier podcast, one of the 4 that we're doing this week, it wasn't a very good opening week for the 4-way midweek war.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the NXT portion of this week's Midweek War. You can find us on Twitter at Mayhem Show. I'm at Aimant2Please. Riz is at VeRiz. Mad Mike is at Mad Mike 4883. Mat Carlins is at Mainstream Matt. And Antonio Garza is at I forget it every time.
TW Revolution.
TW Revolution. God. Oh my God. And yeah, this is the NXT
Mad
portion.
Mike, take us away.
It's the midweek